I'm back. I'm waiting for Mel to pop on. I should probably let her know that I'm on. We had to take a little break, but we had decided if you're catching this right now, you gotta watch them in order, my loves. This is the second part. It's part deux of our I'm waiting for her to get on. Of our podcast because we're talking about, that's what I said. Okay, one more time, let's do it together. Ready? And we're back. Because that's what I said when I first popped on. It's like, well, and then I was like, well, I'm back. I'm waiting for Mel to come back. But this is part 2 of episode 7. We're on episode 7, girl.
Holy crap.
Right?
And I think about 6 people have seen it, so that's cool.
Hey, man. One shell at a time.
That's right.
Or starfish. It's a starfish. It's one starfish back into the ocean at a time. Yeah, I know. I know exactly where you're going with that. These guys don't know about that. They don't know about that, Joe. You and your ruptured spleen. In any case, we are talking about love languages is our topic today. And it's such a great discussion. And I think we're having such a great, just helping people talk about this a little bit. And even for us to talk about this. And kind of work through it. But, and it's an important part of open, honest, calm communication, whether it be your partner or a friend or whatever. And so if you're catching part 2, we said that at the beginning of part 1 that,
I agree.
Hello, I'm a wave. Maybe. So I think that it's just another tool, you know, just like sitting and listening, having conversation or, eye contact. As she mentioned before. Oh, let's do it. Ready? Together.
And we've probably just lost every single viewer we were ever going to get.
I love it so much. We're so stupid. We're stupid. Stupid. In any case, it's just another tool of communication, and we talked about that in part 1. Is the more that we can talk to each other and learn how to talk to each other. Some people are introverted and they're not good with speaking and communicating. Body language is sometimes how they speak. Love language is another way that they speak. Maybe they're shut down, and this is another way to help maybe your kids communicate better.
Yes.
Learn what their love language is. Pay attention to the things that they do, the things that they say, the things that they're lacking in. When they tell you, you don't do this anymore, I can't believe that, you know, listen to
were you on my phone call the other night with my kids?
That it's important. And you know, the ultimate goal is to create a retreat for young adults who have lost a parent through death, divorce, or abandonment. And part of that is helping them come out of their shells a little bit and be open and vulnerable and talking about it. And one of those things is learning a love language, because it's how you're going to break through those walls, guys. So,
I think it's important to mention too that figuring out your love language is important, but it's equally important to find out the love languages of those around you. Because like for me, my top one is words of affirmation, and that falls to nearly the bottom for you. So
no. It's 4. Yeah, you're right. Okay. It's 4. Yeah.
So if I'm giving love through words of affirmation because that's what I choose, hi Medina, then it's not serving you because that's not your love language.
Exactly.
So we have to learn not just our own love language, but what the different parts of them all are, so that we know how to best love in the language that the people around us need. So
I think it's also important to have a conversation about it.
Yes.
Not just, how we're talking about, but especially if you are married or with a significant other, or you're going into a relationship early on in that relationship.
Oh, absolutely.
Talk about it. Say, hey, make that a topic of conversation on your first date, second date. I wouldn't do first date, but maybe second date. Although if you're on a first date with me, it's probably going to come up.
Oh, yeah.
Because number one, I don't date. So you're lucky you got that far.
I think it's important to put a couple of things, like people who do online dating. I think it's important to put a couple of things. And that is, remind me of the name of the test that we do. Myers-Briggs test. I know that I am a strong INFP, so I would put that on my profile. Same with the love language. My love language would be words of affirmation or acts of service, whichever one, takes precedent at the time. But, put that out there so that people realize that, you may not necessarily be what they're looking for. And it's going to save you time trying to teach someone what your love language is.
I would only slightly disagree with that a little bit for online dating profile, because you don't want that other person, say that person turns out to be catfish, or not even that, like somebody that I would not give that information to somebody that I wasn't already in a relationship with, because I think they could take advantage of that. Well, I bought you gifts, I did this, and then boom.
Yeah, I can see that.
You know what I mean? That's just how I would take it. I'd be like, I personally would not do that. Everybody out there, you do you. But I would not personally do that. I wouldn't recommend doing that. It's not safe.
Online dating isn't safe, let's be honest.
Well, we already know that, gym socks guy. But
soccer ball guy
in Prague. We're not even, maybe we'll touch base. Maybe that'll be a topic of conversation.
That would be great.
I actually have that video, that YouTube video that we did on Anne-Marie's love life. It's locked. Like, nobody can see it.
Good deal. Good deal.
No.
Good deal.
Nobody can see that. So,
okay, back to love languages.
Back to love languages. So we were talking about receiving gifts, for me being at the very bottom at 7%. So go back and watch video one. Watch it in order, guys. If you're here live with us, you're catching the tail end of it. But that's okay. You can watch this. Stay with us. Yes, and then go back and watch.
That's right.
Throttle back. So for me, quality time, and let me just touch base one more time and go. I lost that. Please. Okay. Let's go back to quality time definition for those of you who are new to us. So, uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time is important. Create special moments, take walks, and do small things with your partner. Oh my gosh, I lost it. Those are actions to take. So creating special moments and taking walks and doing small things with your partner, those are actions to take. Things to avoid, distractions when spending time together, long time without one-on-one time. So believe it or not, for me, quality time is my number one love language. It is my love language.
Really?
It is my love language.
Okay.
And it's 27%. It is my love language. And I know that to be before I even took the quiz. I thought it was going to be a tie. I have a tie, but it's funny because I thought quality time and something else was going to be a tie, but these other two were a tie, and quality time stood out amongst everything. And here's why. And you talk about how you love your solitude, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm borderline hermit.
Yes.
My son is always concerned, like, Mom, I don't want you to become a recluse. I don't want you. I so enjoy being here and on my own. Like, I don't have a problem being alone. Right. Never have, really. And we've had several conversations in our podcast about that. For me, the reason why it's number one is because quality over quantity.
I agree.
Is very important to me, because I am so very specific, and I covet my time. Yeah. It's very important to me. I am typically a very busy girl. Not now. I mean, I am busy at work. I worked a 12-hour day today. So, I mean, it's like, that's my life. But I'm a workhorse, so I'm always busy. So for me to spend time with somebody or somebody to spend time with me, it needs to matter. So going back to the actions to take, creating special moments, taking walks. I could walk because, I take Duchess on a 2-mile walk every day. I could walk forever.
Yeah.
I love to walk. I'm not big on hiking huge mountains. You like me?
What's that one more time?
And that's how I would walk the mountain. That's how I would walk the mountain. I love.
If I could play The Price is Right yodeling thing right now, I totally would.
Oh my God, that's a perfect image. That's so perfect. I could spend so much time just walking and taking
Welcome back,
nature.
Michelle.
Waving. I like the little wave button. I'm like, I will wave. You waved. Yes, I did.
I don't have the wave button, I think.
Beaches. I like long walks on the beach.
Dragging a dead corpse behind me. No, I'm just kidding.
Letting them, just kicking it sideways so it rolls out to sea. I don't even know.
You're not right in the head.
I am not. It's okay. You're catching me on a good night, guys. Catching me on a. I don't drink. People are probably. This is sparkling ice water. Like, it's the lemonade kind. It has antioxidants and vitamins, but there's 0 sugar in it. But it's so flavorful and lovely.
I'm drinking lemonade and it has a lot of sugar in it.
So it's sparkling. I like the fizzy lifting drinks. They make me happy. The fizzy lifting drinks. So, anyway, but I could walk in a park.
Yeah.
I could walk on 75 acres of land. I could walk along a river. Well, anyway, I could walk. How many blocks did we walk in Manhattan?
Oh my God. Let me count. Let me think.
She'll do
40,
it.
no,
47?
what was it? It was 7th to 1st. So that's 6 blocks. And then 42nd to 96th. So yeah, I'm not doing the math, but it was a long damn walk. But it was the greatest walk. My only regret is that we should have just gotten in a cab and gone there and done that walk at another point in time.
When it wasn't freezing outside? I mean,
it wasn't that freezing. It wasn't like it wasn't that
Brooklyn
freezing.
in January. It wasn't Brooklyn in January.
No, I think it was Brooklyn in January because we always went in January, but it wasn't like the snowpocalypse Brooklyn in January.
You raise a valid point.
Yeah. It was cold and it was snowy,
we did
but
do
it wasn't
Brooklyn.
bad.
Did we do Brooklyn that trip? I don't remember doing Brooklyn that trip because we were on set.
Hang on. No, we did not do Brooklyn that trip.
We were walking to the Blue Bloods.
Yes.
We were going to the hospital. I needed to play a nurse.
I was just there for craft service.
Or somebody's girlfriend. It was one way or another. I was going to be a nurse. I don't know, but we were on set for Blue Bloods.
And we were excited at the opportunity to do so, and we knew that if we took a cab like right there, that it would be us arriving going, oh my god, and we needed time to calm down and get our cool back.
Walk up.
So that's why we walked 50, 60 some blocks.
There you have it.
In
so
January.
I like walking.
Yes. I love walking when I'm able to.
Coming back to what we were talking about, I enjoy long walks. Anywhere. Maybe not in the middle of a desert. I don't know.
Yeah, that would kind of suck. I don't like sand, so yeah.
If there's water involved, then
still don't like sand.
Walking in sand right at the edge of the water. That's what I'm saying. If there's there's water involved.
Yes.
Okay, moving on. So create special moments, take walks, and do small things with your partner. Quality time for me is also doing things together that we both enjoy. Going to a basketball game, going to a football game, going to any sporting event, really, for me. Going to the theater, doing karaoke, like going to a club and dancing on, like things that we would enjoy doing together. I'm assuming that the partner that I eventually have will know how to dance, because if you got that far to be my partner, it's one of the things on my list, guys.
If I've let you through and you meet the criteria, that's what she'll let you do.
Yep. So there's that, fellas. If you're out there watching, got to know how to dance, because this girl can dance all night.
Yep. Been a witness.
From dusk till dawn.
You ain't just standing there watching, because I'll booty bump your ass.
You see? She's a witness, guys. I've done it. We've both done it.
Yes, we have. The club in Kansas City comes to mind when you were really getting your groove on, and a couple of single guys started trying to move in, and I mean, they were dancing. God bless them, they were dancing, but they sure as shit weren't going to dance with you, because I was the bouncer that night.
It's so funny because this. I'm in that moment, right?
Usually you're such in the zone, you know, you're doing your thing. And I constantly, because I love to dance, but I tire out more easily than you do. And so then I'll just kind of, you know, sway back and forth and do the white girl dance or whatever. And I can see like these vultures starting to move in, and I'm like, nope. And I start moving around to booty block them. It's not happening. I'm your bouncer.
And she does, because in my head, I'm in Kansas City, and this is what I have you doing. And you're like moving over, and you're snapping, and you're like moving over, and they're like here, and you're like dancing, and then boom. All we have to do is look at each other, and she's like,
absolutely.
She'll see him behind me, because that's what guys do. Apparently, they think it's cool to try to come up behind you and like.
Oh, they freaking know better.
I don't know what that.
You will get my boobs in your back before you will get some guy dancing up behind you.
Oh my God. Anyway, that hasn't happened for many a moon, but it's just funny because she'll look at me, and I'll just, because I can sense it. Like I can sense it coming. So she'll start moving, and then I'll start moving. We don't even have to say.
Nope. And then we do this rotation, and then she sees what was coming in, and she's mouthing to me. Yep.
And then she'll be like,
oh, good.
Anyway, so doing things with the partner, that's okay. We're just memories. It's important to me to be able to do that. Now, at the same time, it doesn't have to be something we both love. I love a lot of things, so I'm up for a lot of things. But if you're skydiving, I'm waving from the ground.
Yep.
Baby, don't die. Okay? Baby, don't die. I can't explain to these people no, just don't do that. Okay? I can't lose another one. I've never had anybody die. It was just funny for me. I told you I'm on fire tonight. You are in a rare mood. That's what happens when I get to do things that I love. Singing.
I've had an eye twitching for like 3 days. Like this eye keeps twitching.
That's not your wonky eye, is it?
Yeah, it is actually.
Oh, oh, I'm sorry, honey. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so skydiving, don't do that. Don't die, baby. Hot air balloon, only for going 2 feet off the ground. Things of that nature, because heights and I are not friends. And it's not so much the being high, because I can be like Sears Tower. I can be up on, what's the other one? Rockefeller Center. Brandon and I went when we were in New York City a couple years ago. Took him there.
Deck, Lido deck on a cruise ship. Fine with that?
I'm fine being over. I love water, so I would rather be over water than land.
Sure.
In any case, if I'm indoors and it's up high, I'm okay. It's out.
Yeah.
I'm not really good with it.
Yeah.
And I love flying in commercial aircrafts, not so big in the small ones.
Yeah.
Or in helicopters. Like, I'm not great with that. Now, if it would take a very special human being.
I have the short list, by the way.
She does. The short list. One person. It would take a very special human being to get me to do those things. Because I would have to, what is going on with this girl? I would have to trust you implicitly. No questions. I would literally have to trust you with my life for me to be able to do that. I don't like roller coasters. Sorry.
But at the same time, you would if someone wanted to do those things, you would still be there. You would just not be with them doing that activity. You would go,
Unless it's that very special person that could coax me into doing that. It has not happened yet.
Nope.
My dad, this quick story. We've got time now.
We do.
My dad, fun fact, it started, I think I've always been afraid of heights, but when I was a big girl, little girl, my dad was 6'3", guys. Hence why I'm tall. My mom was 5 foot nothing, little Filipino lady. My dad was 6'3", which is where I get my 5'8" height from. In any case, he would always, at Christmas time, put me on his shoulders. It would alternate between me and my sister every other year to put the star on the top of the tree. Because him being 6'3", and if our tree was 7 foot, we could sit on his shoulders and reach and put it on. I would hold on to that man. I almost snapped his neck. Well, I wasn't that strong because I was tiny, but it was like, get me over here. Like it was
legs wrapped around, arm around the forehead.
Like, and then when I never got any better. And then when there's 2 more incidents that are like really stuck in there. And it's not going to be like you got to overcome your fear of heights. No. I'm 45 years old. I don't have to overcome anything.
Nope.
I like the ground. Okay? I like the ground.
And you like being alive. I
like being alive. These are things I like. These are things I enjoy. Breathing. I enjoy breathing and blinking and talking to you fine folks. Drinking my sparkling water. Anyway, sidetracked. Shocking. Strapping kids, you don't know where we're going, but we're going to be fast. Say it every time.
We're like squirrels on Adderall.
Yeah.
Or off Adderall.
We already talked about that. Could you imagine me
on Adderall? On Adderall would be fine because I can focus when I'm on Adderall. It's when I'm not on Adderall that I'm like all over the place.
No, could you imagine me on Adderall?
No.
I would have a cure for the coronavirus. I was on Adderall.
I'm going to ship you a couple of, I'm going to essentially share, no, never mind. I didn't say anything.
Just kidding. And so back to what we were talking about, the 2 other incidents. One, I was a little bit older. I want to say I was a teenager, and it was at, was it Adventureland or the Iowa State Fair? Which one of them
were
had?
there mullets involved?
I don't remember that. I do remember one year getting hit on by a car. I was 13. The song that was playing was "Stuck on You" by Elvis. Stuck
If it was
like
a
glue
carny,
because I'm doing.
it's
Stuck
probably the fair if you had a carny.
No. That's when I got hit on by the car. It might not be the same.
Oh.
It wasn't the same incident because I was by myself or I was with friends at the fair.
Okay.
But maybe you can help me figure this out. Which one of them had a giant Ferris wheel?
That would be the fair.
Okay, so then it was the fair.
Yeah.
So Dad and I were on the Ferris wheel at the Iowa State Fair, and it got stopped at the top.
Oh, hell no.
Because he got me on it. Again, somebody very special that I trust with my life would be my father, who decided that it would be fun to just rock that thing at the top.
Oh, that shithead.
Well, here's the other thing. Did I also tell you how he taught me how to swim?
He just threw you in, didn't he?
Yeah. 4-foot deep pool. I was tiny. My grandparents had an above ground pool. It was a therapy pool for my grandma, Schuler, in their basement, literally in the house, in their basement. You would open the door and it was this giant, like,
wow.
It was fantastic. The ceiling was really low, which really, it was low-ish. It really sucked. But my dad, there's like no deck, the stairs were the kind that, you just drop it over the side.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how grandma would climb in and she'd do like her therapy exercises or whatever. No, my dad just like, ready? I'm not doom. And I went.
Ooh.
He came in shortly thereafter. My dad was an amazing swimmer, like fish. Like he loved being in the water, but not fast enough for me to hate him. To not hate him, I should say, because choking, sputtering, and my hair was long and in my face, and I was inhaling. Anyway, still trusted that man with my life. But so there's that, and then the other time, like I can't even ride the ski lift at the fair, or at Adventureland, because it's not a smooth ride. It has the bumps with the wheels, so that bump is what throws me off. The only time, again, another person, human being, see, there are very few of them that I trust with my life. My son. This was just a few years ago. It's probably 15, 16 at the time, maybe. Got me to get on there, but he rode it with me. Mine was in the one behind us with a friend, and I literally was holding his hand like death grip. And he just kept saying to me, again, somebody that I love dearly, I don't need words of affirmation, but if it's a voice that can instantly calm me down, he just kept saying, "You're okay, Mom.
Yeah.
It's okay. I got you."
Yeah.
Nobody's ever said that to me, by the way, other than my son.
Yeah.
I've got you. So those are the three like height things. I can't, I'm nope.
Yeah.
Nope. Okay, moving on. So the quality time is the top one for me. Also because I know, I got to go back to that. Also why is because anybody that I'm going to be involved with, I know because of the type of person that I am, they will also be very busy.
Yes. Yeah.
So I don't need to spend every waking moment with that person. I believe that we can have separate lives and be independent and not lose each other and come together, because the line is, and the coming back together would be sensational.
Yeah.
That line. Marvelous Mrs. Maisel season 3.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Or season. Yes, because there's not 4 seasons yet this season. That line just just got me. I was like, oh my God, I just felt because it's just how I feel. Like I want to be able to. I want to be able to have our separate adventures so that when we do come back together, that coming back together is sensational. It matters. The conversation is better. You get to know that, like, what did you do? How have you been these last, like, I can't go a long time without seeing that person. I can't probably go more than 2 weeks seeing somebody. 2.5, maybe 3. I could probably go a month if I had to, but we just extend it out. But ideally, if I'm going that long, like a month or whatever, without seeing, how are you going to turn back on? Did I lose you? What happened here? Sorry. I have to at least speak to them once a day.
Oh, yeah.
I have to. Little text throughout the day, too, would be just great. Quick phone call at night. I love you.
Good night, Nikki.
Good night. I love you. I'll talk to you tomorrow. And if either one of us is too busy, that communication is so important, so freaking important. And I'll talk about one little pet peeve of mine, like in that aspect, is we're already in not even 43 minutes in, because I don't even know when we started.
I don't either.
Normally I pay attention to that because I'm like, okay. Anyway, what was I saying? I got sidetracked.
The nightly good night, I love you.
Oh, little texts throughout the day, and if we're really busy, the communication of I'm in a meeting right now. Let me text you when I get out, or I gotta go do this. Whatever, I'll be right back. Like, or hey, I'm in the middle of this, or I'm at a lunch meeting, or getting ready to walk into a meeting. Can I talk to you later? Yeah. I would hope with our communication that we would kind of know each other's schedules, but sometimes things might come up, or like. Tonight, like, I'm still in rehearsal.
Yeah.
We were supposed to wrap, but I'm going to be running late, so I'm going to have to text you later. Or, I'll call you later. Whatever it is, I can't go that 5 hours in between of texting with nothing. At the same time, I can't be on either end. But at the same time, I can't be rushed to respond. Here's why. Because my ex-husband was as controlling as he was, if I didn't respond to his text within 3 seconds or even 2 minutes, I would get a hello, X or question mark, question mark, question mark. And then another Bueller, question mark, question mark, question mark. And I'd be like, I'm in the middle, because you don't know what's happening on this side. Yeah. I am in the middle of something right now. I can't, because then my anxiety kicks in.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's a trained response. That's a trigger for me. Don't ever rush me to respond by sending all these balloons, because it will trigger me and I will get anxious, borderline panic attack. You want me to respond? No rush. Are you in the middle of anything right now? And if I don't respond in like 10 minutes, 15 minutes, then that's a problem. But if it's like 2 or 3 minutes, I'm peeing right now.
But clearly, if you have not responded, you are busy. You are in the middle of something. You are, if it's been 6 hours and there has been no, sorry, in the middle of something, call you back, blah, 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 that's one thing. But even, I don't know, there have been people that I've been friends with that literally I have sent a text to on, let's say this last Monday, I may not get an answer to until next Thursday. And that drives me insane. Yeah. I cannot handle it because everybody has a phone. Everybody. Yep. And if I have texted you and you have not looked at your phone at least once in the entire day, then you have to be either comatose or dead. There's no in between. I mean, you look at your phone for the time, you look at your phone for a phone call, or you need to pick it up and text someone, or you need to change the channel on, or change the thing that you're binging on Netflix, whatever the case is. If you look at your phone and you purposely ignore a text or a missed call, that is not putting me first. And that is a shitty, shitty thing. And I shouldn't say putting me first. That's not making me a priority at all. And that's really, really bothersome to me. Because I am the worst at texting people. I really, really am. But if I have taken the time to shoot you a text, especially with everything that's going on, are you okay? Is your health okay? Are you still at work? What's going on? And I don't hear from you for 2 weeks. I'm going to assume that you are dead.
Boom, dead in the ditch.
Absolutely. I mean, genetically, I follow that line of thinking anyway, because my mother was that way. Yep. But, when days, if not weeks, have gone by and there is an empty text left undelivered or read and there's no response, cool. All right, I've got my answer, because silence is an answer too. But
absolutely,
just it's not necessarily considered quality time, I don't think. But to me, taking that 2 minutes to respond to a text or return a phone call or an email, that is making me a priority for those 2 minutes. And I can live with that. I can handle that. I'm a grown woman. I'm not a barnacle on a ship. I'm not clingy. But it's important to acknowledge the people that have reached out to you. It's just common courtesy. But at the same time, I also don't want 7 phone calls a day, because that's annoying too.
Right. And that's just for quality time for me, because going back to that, I love my solitude, so I don't need you to check in on me. If you check on it, if you on the flip side, if you're texting me every 5 minutes, first of all, that unless we're actually in a texting conversation, but if you're I'm in the middle of something, but I just need to, I'm literally in the middle. I can't, I'm trying to tell somebody that high C, you're a little flat there, babe. So I'm in the middle of something. Don't do that, because that's, what do they call that? Stage 5 clinger or whatever that. If you're
whatever it is,
you wouldn't have even gotten past Mel for you to be a stage 5 clinger. So I don't even know what I'm talking about. You haven't. You wouldn't even be talking to me if you're a stage 5 clinger. That wouldn't.
For those that are just catching up to how Anne-Marie and I work, I'm the bouncer. I am the auditioner. I am the one that lets you through to the next level of audition. And I know her quirks and her pet peeves, and no, dude. Or anybody, really. I mean,
and my standards.
Yeah.
She knows my standards. So
there's been one case where you went off and made a friend with someone in a circumstance, and I hadn't even met her first or talked to her at all. Didn't even know that she was in your wheelhouse.
No,
huh?
I am like, who are you talking? I don't even know.
You'll know. And you met her when we were on vacation together. And I took one look at her, and I looked at you and I went, what the fuck did you do? And you're like, what are you talking about? I was like, that person is so not right. Something is just off about her.
I think I know.
I know you know.
You're going to have to message me, but hold on. Give me just a quick. I know this is all cryptic, kids, but this is not something that you need to know. I just want to make sure that I'm clarifying that this person is I just messaged you. You'll see it. All right?
Yep. Yep. See? We try not to use names because it's just not worth it. But
it's not worth it. And it's so in the past.
Yeah. Yeah,
we're right there, she and I.
It's one of those things where I'm like, dude, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what made you think that there was some sort of in, connection there or whatever, but dude, no.
And we're not talking relationship. We're talking friendship with this female.
Friendship. Totally friendship.
I'm straighter than an arrow, guys.
Yeah.
Straighter than an arrow, this one.
Well, except for with me, because that's how we got on the boat and everything, but whatever. It's fine.
Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta start that, dude?
Because it's hilarious. It is so completely uncharacteristic of you and I to even think about something like that. It cracks me up.
I know. It makes me laugh too, but people are dumb, so it's fine.
No.
Anyway.
But yeah, I gauge you very, very well when it comes to other people. And when my dander goes up, you know it. Yep. And you trust me enough to be like,
I do.
Yeah, I just don't know how to get out of this.
Kindly.
Help me figure this out.
Kindly, because I know how to get out of it. And she talks about her being the bouncer and like the gatekeeper. I'm the muscle. So
she really is.
So I know how to get out of it, but it wouldn't be kind sometimes. I'm like, okay, I know how to just like
She wants to be kind. I don't give a fuck.
So that's always, I want to be empathetic to say, but if I need to be, trust me, you don't want to be that side of it.
Yeah.
I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to the people out there. You don't want to be on that side of me. But we already had that conversation too.
Yeah, we've had that conversation a few times, but
yeah. So quality time is my number one, which is there it is. Moving on to the last one. Finally, I think we might have enough time. I think we do. Acts of service. So the description of that is how to communicate for that would be to let them know you are wanting to help to lighten their load. Actions to take would be to make them breakfast or dinner, go out of your way to help with chores. Things to avoid, lacking follow through on small and large tasks.
That drives me insane.
That's why I thought when like Tara and them came out, I'm like, for me, acts of service is the thing for you. I just know you.
Yeah.
I just know you. So I think that's important.
And I think for me, it goes between words of affirmation and acts of service. It
Do
goes
you have
back
a tie in any of these?
Physical touch and receiving gifts. They tied for third and fourth. But for me, as far as I'm concerned, the top two tie as well. The words of affirmation and acts of service. And mostly acts of service because I grew up with that was my mother's love language. She was someone who would make a meal for someone, or, if somebody needed a place to stay, they could come stay. If she needed
that's not the love language. The love language is how you receive it, what you need.
She would give and receive. Like she gave it that way and she received it that way. And because I know that it was so important to her, I think that it became important to me. And I saw how good she felt receiving those acts of service. And now that I am not able to do as much as I used to be able to do, having someone come over, and my kids, God bless my kids, my daughter especially at this point, she's run so many errands for me lately. My son did too, or my oldest did. But my daughter will come over and she'll do my dishes. Tara and Brandon and Evan doing the yard today. Somebody vacuuming my floor. Like those are things that are difficult for me to do for long periods of time because I can't stand for long periods of time and I can't sit straight up for long periods of time. Any kind of physical activity is very difficult for me. So for someone to do those for me, that to me is an act of love. That is such an act of love to me. But it comes so closely with words of affirmation too. It's always that words of affirmation have always been important to me. So I'm actually surprised that the top two didn't tie.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So for me, acts of service. So for me, let's go back just a little bit. So number 5, because we've hit all 5 now. Number 5 at the bottom of the barrel is receiving gifts. because I don't need more stuff that
Right.
And the biggest thing in regards to that is I think about when Mom died and we went through her apartment and we were giving things away and going through things and all of that. I don't want people to come into my space and have to do that. I mean, they're going to have to a little bit, but I don't want to be like, what the hell did my mother have this thing from 1922? And like, it won't matter to them. It's just stuff. Yeah. I'm gone. It's just stuff. Now, things that would, you know, I would want to pass on to my kids. Obviously, there are some things that are super important to me, I think. I don't really have anything that I'm like, if I'm gone, I really want you to have this. Like, it's important to me. Right. Like, I have my mother's rosary. The night that she died, I went to get that. That's important to me. Right. That's like the only thing of hers that I have.
Right.
Is that rosary. I don't know that I have anything that my kids would want. I just. Yeah. My dog. But my dog's going somewhere else, so if anything that were to happen to me. So I'm like, maybe my ball cap collection.
Who gets that?
I don't know. I don't know who would want that ball cap collection. You can't fit my ball caps.
Oh, that's right.
We have different size heads, babe.
I have a fat head.
You can't fit my collection, so.
That's
I have
right.
Small, medium, or size 7 if we're doing fitted caps, or 7 1/4. I could probably do, but yeah, unless it's got this fro that's happening, I could try to put under there. But
unless it had a peller on the top of it, it would not look natural on my head.
Maybe my ball caps, especially the ones that say dancer on the back.
Yeah.
No, weird. We got sidetracked again. Anyway, so receiving gifts, 7%, bottom of the barrel for me. In fourth place, kids, words of affirmation at a whopping 20%. I don't need words of affirmation. If somebody needs words of affirmation.
It's interesting that there's such a large percentage difference
between gifts receiving and words of affirmation. Yeah. 20%. 20%, because quality time took the top spot. But I have a tie for third place.
Okay.
Third place. Second and third place, because it's the exact same percentage.
Okay.
But if I were to have to edge one out, so acts of service and physical touch tied for 2 and 3 at 23%. If I had to edge one out and say third place would be acts of service, second place would be physical touch, which seems weird because I don't like to be touched at all. But if it's somebody that I love and I'm in an intimate relationship, my love language with that person is physical touch.
Right.
Don't squeeze my shoulder, though, dude. Like, that's just...
No one's at her house, by the way. She's talking to no one.
As far as you know. Could be Fred. I don't know. And, that's squeezing the shoulder. It's just... It's creep-tastic to me. It's just weird.
It's interesting that would be second place then.
Yeah, because I don't let people do that. So it's important to me.
Oh, that's true. That makes sense.
Does that make sense?
Yeah,
it's a gift. I hold that. So if I let you touch me, that's a big darn deal.
Right.
Like, and I'm not talking about like sex, like but I'm talking about holding my hand. If I let you hold my hand,
about sex.
What?
I said you're not talking just about sex.
I'm not even really talking about that. You got to get to a certain point. Like, I'm not holding your hand. There's a problem there, guys. We're not.
Good point.
It's not that. Anyway. But that's important. If I'm in an intimate relationship with me and the guy just like naturally just takes my hand or offers to take my hand, that's a big deal. If I don't like you and you offer to take my hand and I don't take it, I don't give you my hand.
Don't grab it.
Just know we're probably not going to go very far, guys.
And there will be a blender waiting for you at the door.
Yep. But if I take your hand, just know it's like that. It's why for me in the movie Pride and Prejudice,
yes,
that's such a big deal to me, because all he did was help her up into the carriage.
Yes.
And she just looked down,
just the most generic of things. Like, how many people have offered a hand to someone walking up steps or stepping down off something? Like, that's a very generic, you don't even think about it as a personal physical touch thing. It's just, you just offer. But
because he is so stoic, and he's so, the fact that, and he had made it a point that he didn't, they were at odds, but for him to do that and for her to allow it, that moment for me is like one of the biggest moments in that movie. Like, I was like,
the moment in the movie.
I get it, girl.
To me, it tops the end. And the moment that we're talking about is when Darcy is helping Elizabeth Bennet step up into the carriage.
The carriage.
Yeah.
That's a big darn deal. Hold the door for me.
Yeah.
Doesn't have to be the car door. I can open my own car door. But every once in a while, if you'd like to do that, that'd be lovely. My fear is always that the guy's going to slam the door on my leg because I'm long-legged and they won't realize that I'm not in the car yet. And let me just get the door. And don't ever, reach across me to open the car door.
I will bite your ear off.
I will headbutt you. It will happen, kids.
Yes, let me get my own door or stay on your side of the car or whatever, but
because that's an invasion of space that's happening across the girls. Don't do it. Anyway, anywho, so physical touch, that would be 2. Acts of service. I am big on, and this is a Virgo trait in general, but acts of service is how I just live. Right. Giving of myself is just my life. So it's probably at 3 because I don't necessarily have to have that reciprocated or done for me to feel, like that's just how I live. So anyway, unloading the dishwasher, and for me, that's a partnership. Yeah. And I'm also a doer. So if it needs to be done, I'm just going to do it. If you happen to pop in, you'd be like, go ahead and, I unloaded the dishwasher. I'm probably going to go, you did what? Witness, don't touch your shit. Don't touch your shit. Don't touch my stuff, guys. Unless we're in a very intimate relationship. And
I've been in a relationship with you for 30 years, and I learned the hard way. Don't touch your stuff.
My kids even know. Obviously, but my kids even know. Yeah. You don't touch my mom's stuff, okay? Yeah. I don't touch my mom's stuff. It's just don't. Because when I was taking the quiz and answering these questions, it was like, acts of service. Do you feel better if somebody does a chore for you or offers to do a chore for you? Or runs errands for you? My immediate thought is no, because the odds of them getting what I actually need are slim. And see, I answered yes to that. I put that one as more important to me. Not necessarily all my errands, but if it means that I don't have to leave the house, first of all, that someone else is going to do that for me and I don't have to get dressed, put a bra on, do something with my hair and go anywhere, I'm going to count on it. I love that. But the other thing is, too, when Nate runs to the grocery store for me or whatever the case is, I give him a very detailed list. And Shay will be the first to tell you that Nate will call me a minimum of 2 times when he goes to the store for me, because there's always something that is not specific enough for him. And he knows that if he gets home, he's getting sent back. So he has learned that he either calls me or he takes one of the kids with me because the kids know exactly what I need. So, yeah. And then going back to receiving gifts, that's so funny because when I say that I don't know, I don't need stuff, I was just thinking that also falls in line with the fact that I hate shopping. I hate shopping for myself.
Yeah.
Like, I love shopping for other people. I love gift giving, but I hate shopping for myself. I only do it out of necessity. And 9 times out of 10, I only go someplace if I know what I'm getting. I know what I'm looking for. I go in, I get it, I'm out. I don't go out to shop. Just, let's go shopping.
Now, at this point, I'm ready to go shopping. I'm ready to walk in every freaking store at every mall, in every little small town antique town square. I'm ready to do that.
I'm not a fan.
I like lingering, especially when it comes to antique stores. I like lingering and seeing different things like that. So
yeah, that's not
bad. Yin yang.
Yep, that's not me now. And I'll go shopping with my daughter. My daughter loves to shop, and she's a good shopper. She's so practical, and she's very frugal, and but she can spend hours shopping, like trying stuff on, and trying this on, and trying that on, and like narrowing things down, but she'll only buy like 1 or 2 things because she's just really good about that.
Right.
I just don't enjoy the process of shopping.
That would be my personal hell. Like, if I need to shop for myself, I will take the time to do what I need to do. But Nate, I love my husband. I'm going to preface this with that.
You paused. That was a pregnant pause, man.
Very pregnant pause. When Nate worked in an office every day, he needed decent clothes for work and whatnot. And whenever he needed new clothes, guess who got to go with him? Guess who hates going with him? Guess who gets whatever meal she wants when she goes with him, because that's his penance for making me go shopping with him. I hate shopping when somebody has to spend 40 minutes in a dressing room with 3 pairs of pants and 2 shirts. Find what size fits, get the goddamn thing, and let's go. If we both know that we're just, we're gonna take time, like we're gonna go to Home Goods or we're gonna go to, Walmart or whatever the case is, and we've got time, and we're just, we're spending the time together, we've got that time, that's one thing. But to have a focused mission and that mission take more time than what I see it should take, that's my own personal hell. It is my own personal hell. I have tweeted about it. I have blogged about it. I have bitched about it on Facebook.
Yep.
It is my personal hell. Again, I adore my husband, and he has a really, really great sense of style, but he's colorblind, and that's the reason that I have to go with him.
Yep. I love you so much. You're just like,
I love you too.
Woosah. Just give me.
Like my shoulders are tense just thinking about it. Of sitting in a JCPenney dressing room waiting for him.
Let's take that visual out. Now, if we're out strolling, if we're on vacation somewhere and we're out strolling, that's a different thing. Like going into like touristy shops or whatever. But like let's go to the mall or let's go to the Grove and let's like shop around. Nope. First of all, I go back to I don't need a lot of stuff. Yeah. When
you and I travel and we go to a new place, I like window shopping. And if I see something that looks like they may have stuff in there that I would enjoy, I'll go in, we'll peruse, and you don't seem to mind that. But like if we go somewhere, Nate's family was always big after Thanksgiving of hitting Black Friday sales.
It's 11:11 and I can't screenshot it. Oh, we got 28 seconds remaining, guys. Okay, we love you. We hope that you have, 11:12. We hope that you have found some insight into this and that you enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this conversation. So I hope that you guys
Find your love language at 5lovelanguages.com. The number 5lovelanguages.com.
5, 4, 3. Love you.
Bye, guys.